Hello, my name is Rivazma. Okay, I'm a gender challenged person. I didn't speak about my gender for some time and I dislike talking about it more and more. That's an interesting thing. It's a done deal for me. I don't like to repeat myself. If people will be asking me about it, it's just, I don't want to talk about it over and over again. Anyway, as a person with male traits in my personality, with mostly male personality, with male dominant traits, or with a gender that is male oriented, or you would interpret as male, I struggled with my identity. We won't speak about my body in this section because it's not about my realization of how my body differs from the standard, or it does it, or is it, or not, but my personality, because before gender roles and the fight for trans rights, I struggled with my personality and I didn't know what it was that is so challenging to people, and why do I feel like I need to tweak my personality to not to freak out people. And now I know it was my gender, that it was like me being me. But even without having a name for it or calling myself manly, because nobody ever said it and nobody would say it in Croatia, it's a great insult for a woman to be called manly. We don't do that, even if she's a man. The struggle was with my femininity, because I was, since I went through puberty, in puberty I was like short haired and trousers and checkered white shirts and that's those kind of things. And ever since I left puberty and tried to be a woman, the struggle is not the clothes. I love the clothes. I'm staying a woman for the clothes. It's the best thing in a female gender. But the personality, because even if I didn't know the name for my deviation, I was aware that I was a poor woman, that I was really bad at being a woman, and I tried to compensate, trying to, like, in my mind it was like, if I'm wearing a dress, and I did wear a dress because I like how I look in the dress, I should act accordingly. I shouldn't like disrupt this illusion of femininity that is when I stand still and it's the dress there, and I, oh, look at me, I'm feminine, and I start to talk and women like, what are you saying, why? And people like spooked. So I try to act the part, so to speak, to not to bring my dress a shame. So in the comment of my one of my videos about TERFs or transgender something, there was a comment that trans women are only men playing a sexualized version of women, like they're having their fantasies. And I'm like, you're mixing up drag queens with trans women, but never mind. Trans women I saw till now are more feminine than I am. Drag queens are just like me with makeup on and in a shiny dress. I would look just like that. So a drag queen doesn't pretend to be a woman. You always know it's a man in drag, and it's the point to know that it's a man in drag. That's the point of the drag. And trans woman is just someone who is feminine, gentle, and fragile, I would say. Inside they are so adorable. And I always have a protection feeling when I see a trans woman. And I saw trans women in my daily life too. They do exist in Croatia, but in Croatia they are just like overcompensating to be a man and trying to be harsh and everything. And oh, it's endearing. I love. Anyway, babies. So, tangents. I don't know, will this be usable or will I delete it? But let's press on. So, my idea was not over sexualization, overly sex. The word. I don't have a problem with that, but it's just like not suitable for my environment or my where I grew up, and it's just like I don't want to attract that kind of an attention. Yes, that's it. I don't want to attract that kind of attention. And the other thing is, I don't want for people to be disappointed that I'm not packing, the crucial parts. Because people who are attracted to drag queens want to have the fun part. I don't have I don't, the crucial part of a man. So not to falsely advertise myself. So I didn't go to overly sexual expression. I went to overly demure, and my expression of a woman was a lady, a refined and reserved and serious, and that's so not me. It's just like when I wore a dress, it was grace, seriousness, and keep your mouth shut, because as soon as I start talking, the illusion is broken. And it was not a deliberate acting or deceiving, it was just like to complement my dress, it was an accessory. But with time, it became, I think it became a certain dose of stiffness, that I appear to be reserved and serious and cold and detached, and like I'm this dignified person. There's no dignity about me. I'm just like, no, there's no dignity about me. It's just like, I don't know even how to describe it. Man, I have a manly sense of humor, a manly way of arguing, a manly way of talking, but I'm still a woman. That shows you just how restrictive gender roles are. Since I was young, even if I didn't realize it was a man woman kind of thing, I was always determined that the gender roles are too restrictive, and that they are like a prison to me. If I think that I'm allowed to be only what you say is a woman, I would scream, I would die, I would change my gender instantly, sex instantly. I don't want to change my sex. I don't want surgeries. I dread surgeries, and people who go through that. Good luck, dear. I pray for you, but surgeries, no, not me. And I'm quite satisfied being a woman. I would much rather see gender change to include me too, than to for all women who are like me, manly, to escape to be men. And I think that's the main fear people like transphobes have. I won't name names. Is that all manly women will stride in droves and escape to be men, and all feminine men will stride in droves to become women. I don't think that will happen. Most people are like me. Surgeries, please. It's easier just to be perceived as manly than to go all through all that conundrum. People who go to all that conundrum can't adapt in any shape, way, or form to the gender they were born in. Anyway, if you want to diminish a number of people transitioning, fight to make a gender more inclusive and less of a prison you want to escape from. Just a thought. Anyway, this was me about my gender. I have no idea. It didn't make any sense. We'll see when I rewatch it. See you around. Bye.